Welcome to Deep Dive by the Quiet Footnote. Today we're diving headfirst into a book that, well, it really gets to the heart of something incredibly human, yet often feels kind of mysterious. Daniel J. Levitin's This Is Your Brain on Music. You know, what makes Levitin so fascinating, I think, is his background. It's just so rare.
Right. He's a record producer who then became a neuroscientist.
Exactly. Seriously,
Yeah.
try to picture Rick Rubin, maybe, but in a lab coat. Or like Brian Eno, but he's got an fMRI scanner.
Which is that machine, yeah, that lets scientists actually see brain activity.
Right. See what parts light up when you're thinking or feeling something. It just sets the stage for this amazing mix of, art and real hard science.
Right.
Gives him such a unique perspective on how music works on us.
And what's really cool is that Levitin isn't just about, oh, music is magic. His whole mission here in this deep dive into sound is really unpacking why. Why does music hit us so hard across all cultures, all ages, and crucially, what's actually going on inside our heads when we listen or play or even create music? He wants to show us the how and the why our brains light up, reorganize themselves, maybe even heal a bit, just from sound turning into song. He peels back the layers, but you don't lose the awe.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for you, listening right now. Have you ever actually gotten goosebumps from just a melody? Or completely lost yourself in a groove? Or maybe wondered why that one song makes you cry harder than, I don't know, a Monday morning?
We've all been there.
Right. So our goal today is to give you a kind of shortcut to being really well informed on this whole fascinating topic. We're going to unpack the science and the soul of music using Levitin's amazing work as our guide. So Levitin's big idea, the one that really stuck with me, is that music isn't just like decoration for the soul.
Right.
He argues it's actually the architecture of our minds.
Yeah.
It's not just a nice to have. It's fundamental to how we're built cognitively, which really challenges that common idea of music just being entertainment, doesn't it? Elevates it to something almost biological.
It really does.
Yeah.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, Levitin lays out some core arguments that really shift how you think about it. First, he says music is basically a universal language. It's hardwired into our biology. It's not just something we learn. It's part of who we are.
Okay.
Second, that emotional punch music delivers. It isn't just a nice to have. He argues it's as real and rooted biologically as hunger or love, a fundamental part of being human.
Wow.
And third, yeah, musicians and non-musicians might process it a bit differently, sure, but everyone's brain responds deeply. It's this shared human thing.
He really does pull you behind the curtain explaining the how. Like, he gets into specifics how our brains handle things like, why does a major chord feel happy?
Right, the expectation.
Yeah. Often it's tied to our brain expecting resolution, that feeling of release, or how a bass line hooks you, those predictable rhythms, triggering something primal, making you want to move.
It gets you tapping your foot without even thinking.
Totally.
And he explains why repetition gets a chorus stuck in your head for, well, sometimes weeks. And maybe most interestingly, what actually separates noise from music.
And that's all about expectation and surprise, isn't it?
Exactly. The patterns and how our brain predicts them or gets surprised by them.
So this brings up the book's sort of grand mission, wouldn't you say? Levitin really wants to bridge these two worlds, art and science. He wants to show that understanding the mechanics, the nuts and bolts, doesn't kill the magic. If anything, it amplifies it.
Makes it more wondrous.
Yeah. He saw these gaps, between music lovers, scientists, just everyday people, where there wasn't a shared understanding of why music holds such power.
Yeah.
He's trying to make the intangible, well, tangible, but without losing that sense of awe.
So beyond just the how, Levitin also dives into what we think we know about music, right? He comes ready to bust some myths.
Oh, absolutely. He's got a whole toolkit for that.
Yeah.
Let's start with myth number one.
Yeah.
This idea that music is just entertainment, not essential.
Yeah, a luxury. Levitin completely debunks this. He's very clear. Music is a deep evolutionary adaptation, not some modern frill. The truth, he says, is it's hardwired into us for survival, for connection, even for cognitive development. He has this great quote, "The things that make us musical are not a biological fluke. They are what make us human."
I love that. Okay, what about the big one? The idea that musical talent is mostly inborn.
Yeah.
You either have it or you don't. The whole Mozart myth.
The genius just appears.
Yeah. How does his research tackle that?
He tackles it head on. The truth, based on his research and others, is that skill is overwhelmingly about focused, mindful practice.
The 10,000-hour rule thing.
Exactly that kind of thing. True mastery comes from tons of deliberate practice. Levitin really emphasizes that expertise in music is built, it's grown through effort, not just handed out at birth.
So anyone can get better.
Basically, yes. His underlying message there is incredibly empowering. You are already musical. If you love music, you're wired for it. Your brain can adapt and improve with effort. No special permission needed.
That's huge for anyone who thinks they can't carry a tune. Okay, myth 3. Emotion in music is mysterious, unscientific, just poetic stuff.
Not according to Levitin. He clarifies that music taps into the very same brain circuits, the limbic system, the pleasure centers that respond to basic rewards like food or sex or winning something. It's biological.
Primal.
Primal, exactly. His quote nails it. Music and emotion are inseparable because of how sound travels in the brain. It's primal, not poetic hand-waving. It's just how we're wired. So if music makes you feel things deeply, you're not weak, you're beautifully human.
Okay. My favorite myth he tackles is number 4, that musical taste is objective, that some music is just fundamentally better. Time to embrace the guilty pleasures.
Absolutely. The truth is, taste is this complex blend. It's what you grew up hearing, maybe how open you are to new things.
So context matters.
Hugely. He says, we love what's familiar, just spice with surprise. It's about your personal journey with sound, not some universal ranking. Your taste is like a map of your life, your biography in sound. Own your musical quirks.
Love that. Okay, finally, myth 5. Analyzing music kills the magic. Looking too closely ruins the enjoyment.
Levitin argues, quite convincingly, the exact opposite. He makes a strong case that understanding actually adds to the wonder.
How so?
Well, the more you know about something complex and beautiful, the more amazing it becomes. Understanding the why and how, the structure, the harmony, the history, it just deepens your astonishment. He says beautifully, science and art are partners in awe.
They work together.
They enhance each other, absolutely. It really challenges that old idea that science and wonder are enemies. Here, understanding is wonder.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it, that even though this book came out, before Spotify took over everything, before AI music was really a thing, it feels more relevant now than ever.
Totally agree.
Levitin shows us music isn't just background noise. It's like a main character in our lives. It shapes memory, mood, even who we think we are.
And I think what's really striking now is how Levitin's work reminds us of the very human, embodied roots of music. It's about hands-on instruments, breath and singing, the heartbeat and rhythm. And that feels incredibly important right now with all the talk about AI and creativity. It connects directly to current issues.
Like what, for instance?
Well, take AI-generated music. Levitin's work makes you ask, can a machine truly trigger those same chills, that deep physical reaction? Does our empathy circuit, the part of our brain that connects with others' feelings, need to assess a human story, a human intention behind the notes?
That's a fascinating question. Can AI have intention, soul?
Exactly. And then there's the whole streaming culture, the short attention spans.
Yeah.
Are we risking treating music like auditory wallpaper? Does this constant stream of bite-sized, algorithm-fed music affect our ability to listen deeply, to connect emotionally?
He suggests deep listening rituals as an antidote, right?
Yes, exactly. Like intentionally setting aside time to just listen. And think about health. Levitin highlights music as medicine for the brain, helping with memory, mood, neuroplasticity.
That's the brain's ability to change and adapt.
Right, even helping with depression and anxiety. Which raises this huge question. Could playlists actually be prescribed, like medicine?
Wow. Imagine getting a prescription for a specific kind of music.
Yeah.
Okay, what about creativity itself versus the algorithm?
Well, Levitin reminds us that your brain's musical fingerprint, your taste profile, it's unique. No AI can perfectly predict every twist and turn of your personal response.
So don't just stick to the recommendations.
Right. He encourages you to actively seek out new sounds, break your own algorithm, explore. And finally, he's a huge champion for music education. He argues it builds brains, hearts, and communities in ways pretty much nothing else can.
It really reinforces that idea that curiosity is our birthright, doesn't it? And that we're all creators in some way. It feels like Levitin's overall message is this kind of clarion call. Don't let music just be background noise. Make it foreground. Make it important. Make it ceremony, science, sanctuary, social glue. Your brain, and yeah, your soul still needs it. Maybe now more than ever. Okay, so after that incredible deep dive into this is your brain on music, let's try and distill it. What are the absolute core takeaways that if you remember nothing else, remember this kind of wisdom?
Okay, let's break it down. 5 key insights from Levitin. Number 1, music is not a luxury. It's fundamental to being human. Like we said, it's central to our evolution, our connection. Being musical in some way is just part of being human.
Got it. Fundamental.
Number two, the brain builds its own symphony and changes with practice. Musical ability isn't some fixed magical gift. The brain is plastic. It adapts. Anyone can become more musical with mindful practice. Genius is grown, not just born.
Practice makes,
Yeah.
well, better anyway.
Exactly. Number three, music and emotion are deeply entwined. Music hits those ancient primal systems in our brain, so if music makes you feel strongly, that's not weakness, that's just beautiful wiring.
Beautifully wired. Okay.
Number four, taste is a map of experience, not a hierarchy. Your preferences are shaped by your life, what you heard, when, what you needed. So own your musical story. Every playlist you make is a kind of self-portrait.
No judgment.
No judgment. And finally, number five, science doesn't kill magic. It multiplies wonder. Understanding the why and the how just increases the astonishment. Science and art, they're partners in awe. Stay curious. Let knowing and feeling dance together.
Partners in awe. I like that.
And it's worth remembering, Levitin's own journey really shapes this. His double life, record producer, then neuroscientist, it gives him this rich perspective. He weaves in his own stories, the Beatles, Joni Mitchell alongside his lab work, using brain scans like fMRI and PET scans.
Those imaging techniques showing brain activity.
Right, seeing what happens when people listen. Plus insights from musicians he interviewed. It feels personal and rigorous.
And beneath all that, I felt there were these deeper, maybe unheard messages. Like, he subtly suggests that the most profound things, maybe they can't always be measured. For all the brain scans, he leaves room for that awe science can't fully capture. And the idea that listening is really a form of loving attention. And that music is how we carry each other through time. Songs become these time capsules, right? Connecting us.
That's a beautiful way to put it. So maybe the thought to carry with you as you go back into your day is Levitin's own powerful idea. The more we know about music, the more magical it becomes.
So what does this all mean for you listening? We really hope this inspires you to engage with music maybe a bit more deeply. Perhaps curate a playlist specifically for your future self. Songs that years from now will instantly bring back this chapter of your life.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Or try analyzing a song you absolutely love. Why does it move you? Is it the beat, the lyrics, the sound of the singer's voice, the memories it triggers?
Get curious about your own response.
Yeah. Or even experiment. Try making noise into music. Sample some everyday sounds, your kettle whistling, traffic, whatever, and see if you can make your own little composition.
Lean into the creative side.
Exactly. Step into the flow, embrace your own musical quirks, and listen not just with your ears, but with your neurons, your history, your whole being. Ultimately, don't let music just be the soundtrack to your life. Let it be the architect of your memories, maybe the therapist for your wounds, the compass for your soul. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.